Well, we already had somebody who was the strongest guy in the world, somebody who could fly and so forth. I was thinking, what else is left? Then it occurred, I've told this story so often it might even be true. I can't remember. But I was sitting and I saw a fly crawling on the wall. And I said, wow, suppose a person had the power to stick to a wall like an insect. So I was off and running, and I thought, what'll I call him? I tried Mosquito Man, that didn't have any glamour. Insect Man, that was even worse. I went down the line, and I got to Spider-Man. It sounded mysterious and dramatic, and lo, a legend was born.
Was it a hit right away?
Yes. And I'll tell you something funny about that. Nobody wanted me to do it. My publisher, when I suggested the idea, he said, that's the worst thing I ever heard of.
Why?
People hate spiders. You can't call a hero Spider-Man. When I said I wanted him to be a teenager, that's where he started. He said to me, you don't understand, Stan. A teenager can only be a sidekick. He can't be the hero.
Robin.
Then when I said I want him to have a lot of personal problems and nothing ever goes right he said, Stan, don't you know what a hero is?
What's good? I hope you guys are doing exceptional. I realize that it has been ages since my last video when converting to YouTube time, but I plan to make up for it because I have a special, amazing, spectacular, sensational video for you guys today. And between the thumbnail and the superlatives, you are probably well aware of the subject matter for today.
Spider-Man.
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 Bobby Spider-Man!
Who are you? Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, the man, the myth, the certified legend, culturally permeable and eternally relevant. This character has captivated the hearts and minds of those who are attracted to the remarkable, the spectacular, the amazing. Spider-Man has stood the test of time, and throughout a myriad of adaptations, iterations, and even reimaginings, he has prevailed and never released his grasp on the collective consciousness. But a few of us have a problem. And it has little to do with the character himself, because that groundwork is proven to be solid and conducive to storytelling vitality and unique ideas that will probably never become obsolete. No, the problem for some lies in what many believe to be a crumbling foundation, an archaic model that is in need of major retooling and reevaluation to maintain its presence and viability in the modern reader's sensibilities. What many have directed their eye towards is not Spider-Man, not the writer's individual refusal to progress the character, but comics themselves. The evergreen model of unending circular storytelling that prevents us from seeing the full fruition and life cycle of a character. I believe that the ire and discourse that we have seen directed towards the creative team of the current Spider-Man run has been misguided and misexpressed by some. The problem has been misdiagnosed, and some that have been faithful to the comic medium for years may not see a problem at all due to their acclamation and overall acceptance of the model. Today, I will be considering all these viewpoints as I analyze the contemporary reader's disillusionment with his character arc, and more importantly, articulate my love for one of the most transcendent, iconic characters ever, Spider-Man.
Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. Chop top, it says I'm gonna win dust to dust for any answers. Come back strong with 50 belly dancers. The world I love, the tears I've dropped to be part of the wave can't stop. Ever wonder if it's all for you? The world I love, the trains I hop to be part of the wave can't stop. Come and tell me when it's time to.
Spider-Man never progresses. No, this is not true. He shows progression, then regression before giving way to progression again, for that is the fate of most profitable, timeless characters in the American superhero medium. But there are always stories to be told about Peter Parker to a new generation, a new little girl or boy that has become enticed by the fashion of his movement, his aesthetic, the feeling of wonder that he elicits. Or even a prospective graduate student weighing their options as they consider the financial, career, and familial implications of progressing their education. Due to this, Spider-Man is probably destined to forever be a down on his luck, broke 20-something bound by the volatility and difficulty of tertiary education and bosses who rule with an iron fist.
Spider-Man wasn't attacking the city. He was trying to save it. That's slander.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
Trying to make good on an adage, on a virtue that he woefully failed at initially. Trying to prove to a city, to a world, to himself that he is good. That his heroism was not forever tainted once he let that burglar escape that fateful night. I believe that this backstory stands the test of time and functions as the foundation that should inform and propel every single Spider-Man story ever told. Mr. Stan set the standard with his affinity for injecting his stories with social commentary, his eccentric writer's voice eloquently capturing and demonstrating the old Parker luck and the Peter Spider-Man dichotomy, as well as Peter's resolve. To Marv Wolfman and John DeMatteis's musings and trademark introspection that has become a landmark character trait of Peter's, to the John Michael Straczynski's, Peter Jenkins, and John Romita Jr.'s of the world, whose ability to craft and illustrate intimately human narratives in conceptually rich ways that captured the soul of Spider-Man in the early 2000s. Sam Raimi's courage to revolutionize the entire superhero film industry through the vehicle of Spider-Man's mythos. But one question that begs to be answered is this enough today? Are these tenets and story elements enough to engross the modern reader who is yearning to see Peter in a happy, lasting, fulfilling relationship, or actually have a child that does not become inundated and lost in the continuity confusion of the comics? I'm not sure. That is not a determination for me to make, as I can only hold my own unique experience with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
I hold no disdain for the long-form circular storytelling format of comics. These stories are here to be told time and time again to new fans, new individuals that will be inspired and given hope by these characters. Characters like Spider-Man, like Batman, are intimately crafted manifestations of the human experience. Pathology, suffering, mistakes that deeply influence life narratives and values. In order for writers to best capitalize on these tenets, their stories will probably not succeed their relevancy or current narrative structure by giving way to a linear storytelling model. Most people would assert that Parker Industries failed as a run not because of the lack of writing talent from Dan Slott, he is exceptional, but because it was missing something. A key ingredient that makes Peter Parker whole, compelling, and timeless. He is, in essence, an everyman figure, outside of the super strength, agility, intellect, and the uncanny ability to attract beautiful women.
Peter Parker. Peter.
Parker! Miss Brent? That's not the position I hired you for.
And the good folks at Marvel, for better or worse, believe that these stories must be synthesized through this specific archetype in order to maintain and build upon the magic that was woven by Mr. Lee and Ditko and their successors throughout the years. I posit that the stage in Peter's life holds very little dominion over what makes a Spider-Man story great. No, I believe what truly dictates the quality are the themes and underlying messages that the author imbues the story with. How is Peter's pathology being communicated via his introspection, his action, his inaction even, as well as his reaction to the characters, to the city, to the world around him? Are his struggles profound, and do they allow for those moments of catharsis, instances of triumph to be felt and resonated with by viewers? And this is not to say that Peter growing old or learning to navigate new landmark developments in his life cannot be a good breeding ground for great stories. No, I just want to make the clear distinction as to why these stories may not be resonating with you.
They're crap. Crap. Mega crap. I'll give you $200 for all of them.
That seems a little low.
Spider-Man's mythos has been characterized by turbulence and volatility in his social life and vocations, mainly bred by the Spider-Man Peter Parker dichotomy. However, this has never prevented stories from being great, and it never will. What will prevent stories from being great, however, is a lack of inspiration, a lack of understanding, and a lack of artistic clarity to use Peter Parker as what he is, which is one of the greatest vehicles of character work and storytelling ever constructed.
Those tights and that tight little
Dresses like a spider and he looks like a bug. But we should all just give him one big hug. Look out, ooh, here comes Spider-Man.
One of my favorite Spider-Man stories ever is contained in The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, Issue 38. It is titled The Conversation. It is a beautifully illustrated and eloquently written comic about a conversation between a man and his aunt who just discovered his substantial, long-held secret. This story encapsulates everything I love about Spider-Man. I was instantly engrossed by the dialogue, of course. However, this is when the transformative visual properties of the medium really became salient for me. The paneling and page spreads communicated so vividly that I became enamored by the magic of comics. Some years later, Aunt May's revelation was undone by the events of One More Day, ultimately undone by the need to reset, the need to reboot, the need to recalibrate the long-standing archetype of Peter Parker in order to continuously cement and reaffirm his monumental status in pop culture. Is it disappointing for one of my favorite stories of all time to become a victim of a continuity cleanse? Maybe. However, this story is still there, and the indelible mark that it has made on the character and its cultural imprint at large is undeniable. Peter and Mary Jane's story of love is captivating. However, the shadow of the Peter Parker Spider-Man dichotomy interjecting at every attempt at a normal life may always keep them apart.
So, we took our time, looked forward to it. Didn't want to run into something with nothing to count on but love. A man has to be understanding and put his wife before himself. Can you do that, Peter?
This is an accurate depiction of the adversity compromise entails in love. The difficulty of love to transcend and triumph over core values, divergent belief systems, and priorities. However, them being separate does not change the fact that these stories of relationship and marital strife and love were not poignant. It does not change the fact that their journey helped illustrate to those like me who needed to see love cultivated, love expand, and love eventually falter, because that is sometimes the harsh, inescapable reality. These stories will stand and they will be relevant regardless of the life status of Spider-Man, because these artists' ideas stood and they were vibrant and inspired by those that came before them, and they themselves are sure to inspire the next generation of artists.
What? No matter how many times I get hit, I always get back up.
I empathize with those who yearn, who plead for substantial and lasting change and marked improvement in the social, economic, and personal fortunes of Peter Parker. I empathize with those who want to see Bruce Wayne married, be happy, or those who hold the intense desire to see the X-Men definitively establish their sovereignty as Homo superior and end their attrition-prone battle of respectability. I see you, I empathize with you, but I would advise those who love these characters to appreciate and marvel at the truly great stories, no matter how brief, how fleeting their canon status may be. For the stories themselves have always taken center stage, and they will continue to build upon the massive legacy of Peter Parker and characters like him. He has inspired me and gave life to a once dormant corner of my imagination that would have otherwise been left untapped. In the future, I'm certain that we will see enduring change in the life of Peter Parker and characters like him as the industry grows and develops alongside its consumers. But what will prove indelible and undaunted are the stories themselves. I believe the thing that truly makes Peter Parker and Spider-Man great is the profound depiction of his adversity and his internal conflict with the fallacy of his own rigid, uncompromising heroism. But what makes him transcendent is his ability to respond to that, to persevere, to move forward and still be Spider-Man, for that's what the world needs.
People line up for him, cheer them, scream their names, and years later they'll tell how they stood in the rain for hours just to get a glimpse of the one who taught him to hold on a second longer. I believe there's a hero in all of us that keeps us honest, gives us strength, makes us noble, and finally allows us to die with pride, even though sometimes we have to be steady and give up the thing we want the most, even our dreams. Spider-Man did that for Henry, and he wonders where he's gone. He needs him.
Will he get married? Will he have children? Will he finish graduate school? Wait, did he finish graduate school? I don't think so. Will he realize that Felicia Hardy may just be the woman for him? Yes, I am a Black Cat Truther, and hopefully I don't see pitchforks in the comments for that statement. I don't know. Maybe not. But what I do know is that one thing must encase every great Spider-Man story. The adage that has proven to permeate the consciousness of generations of Spider-Man fans and proponents of heroism alike. And that is Uncle Ben's immortal words, that with great power must also come great responsibility. And as long as that is never forgotten, never omitted, these stories will inspire us to push forward into the light of the future with altruism, with selflessness and heroism in our hearts. For that is what it means to live, and ultimately what it means for us all collectively to thrive, to swing, to soar.
You know, I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said.
What's up, guys? If you have made it to this point in the video, you are that guy, pal. You are the real MVP, because that means you have been able to endure, to tolerate my musings and my ramblings for the last 19 minutes, I believe. Yeah, 19 minutes. So I appreciate you guys again. Shout out to my new subscribers, my new viewers. Thank you guys so much. I don't know when the next video will come out, but I'm pretty sure it'll be soon. So please be looking out for it. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, and a Happy New Year to you all. Please stay safe, be warm, and until next time, peace.
And every Everybody know the story of David and Goliath, but this is bigger than triumph. This is for the warrior, this is for you and I. This is for euphoria, give me a peace of mind. God is recording this, won't you look in the sky? Tell him that you got the behavior of your neighbor, even when stability's never in your favor. Fly with the turbulence, only last a minute. Land on your dreams and recognize you live it. Walk through the valley and peaks with bare feet. Run through the flames, there's more passion for me. A glass testimony just so the world can see.